Alright, for this project you're going to create an imaginary business website. And I was hoping that everybody would have Expression Web by now, but we had to change licenses earlier this month and we haven't gotten the license yet for everybody to get it. So if you already have Expression Web, there'll be a tutorial for you. If you don't have Expression Web, that's no problem, because both need to be done in HTML. So if you don't have Expression Web, go ahead and use a notepad like you did for your previous HTML assignment. So for this module, or for this project, you're going to build a web page for a hypothetical business. And you're just going to build one page, and you're going to apply the design elements and principles that you studied. And so you can come up with a web page about a video game manufacturer, if you want to do dog grooming, a musical group selling CDs, a new clothing line, athletic shoe company, a soda manufacturer, whatever you want. You're just going to build a website or web page for a product. So down here is the rubric. First, I'll look at your background. Okay, the background is attractive, and don't worry about across pages since you just have one. It adds to the theme and purpose of the site, and it does not detract from the readability. That's a big one. Okay, you want to make sure that you can read your font and your information. Colors. Colors for the background, fonts, unvisited, and visited link must be pleasing to the palette. Do not detract from the content, and they're consistent. Remember, you only have one page to do. Fonts are easy to read. They're consistent. The point size varies appropriately for headings and text, and the use of font styles like italic, bold, and underline are consistently and they're used to improve readability. Graphics. The graphics are related to the theme, so if you're doing a hamburger site, it wouldn't be worth it to have a hot dog picture. And they enhance the reader's interest and understanding. Links, you have to have at least one link to a website related to your topic. So if you're doing shoes, maybe you'd have a link to the Vans website, or if you're doing some sort of sporting goods, maybe you'd have a link to a Dick's Sporting Good. If you're doing music, maybe you have a link to a band. And layout is exceptionally attractive, has a usable layout. It's easy to locate the important elements, and the white space, the graphic elements are aligned and are effectively organized. So each one of these is worth 4 points, and then I double the points at the end. Okay? So let's look at some examples. This first example, I like the background. Notice you can still read the text fairly easy. It doesn't distract it too much. Maybe they could have used a little bigger font. We have a link. So notice the link takes us to hairstyling tools. So you need to have information about your product. Okay, and you need to know, I need to be able to know what you're selling. There's a nice title, and the name's there, and so this is pretty good overall. Let's look at this next website. The font color could be different, but I like the way the site's laid out. You have an image as a soccer shoe. Notice how the content is divided with these horizontal lines that are different color. Here's a link that takes you to where you can order those shoes. Okay, so you just build a website about a product, and you can link to a website that's already built. But notice this has a consistent look and feel throughout the website. It's sectioned off with horizontal rules, and there are links that lead to other websites. And they use a list to organize information over here, and at the bottom there's contact information. Now remember, This doesn't have to be real, it's an imaginary business. I like this website because of the way it's laid out. This person used a table, and we have one row and one column. And notice the background colors match the colors of the text. I like the title up here. It's set apart. It's probably just a table with a one cell table, one row, one column. And there's great pictures with the socks. So this one's very visually pleasing, but she is missing a link. So that's the only default with this website. Here's another one. Notice none of these websites had a white background. Okay. We have a title, and we use different text and different sizes to draw your attention to different parts of the page. Good use of graphics. Here's a link. Okay, it takes you to a holiday website, and contact information is down here, and a good use of horizontal rule to break up the page. And finally, I like this website because the font stands out from the background. The pictures are nice because it talks about the food. We could use more information about the product, okay, but we have links to competitors. So if you can't think of a link, you can link, and that one doesn't work so well. I'm not sure why. Let's see if this one works. Okay, so make sure your links work. And so this would be a pretty good website as an example too. Everything's nicely organized. This one would be symmetrical. Okay, so think about all the items you studied through the past unit and apply them to your website. We don't have to have CSS. That's not required. This doesn't have a table, so that's, they just put the pictures lined up right next to each other. This one maybe could use a horizontal rule to break up information, but overall it did pretty well. So the object of this project is for you to create a website thinking about color, texture, font, shapes, lines, and then your balance and proximity and consistency and unity and all those things that you wrote your papers and did your projects on. Okay, this is not meant to be a website, it's just one web page, and it shouldn't take you too long to code the page. If you need to, you can go back to the previous unit to look at the videos to remind you how to get your products or get your web page started. So this student, they created a folder, and then in their folder they saved their images to the same folder, and then they saved their notepad page as an HTML page, and that is this page. So if we look at the website, it's this last one, the burger one, that's all she had. So don't worry about CSS. You can use a table if you're comfortable with it. You should use horizontal rules. That's what this is missing to help organize and break up the site. But your folder, you should save all your pictures and your internet page into one folder. So this is the folder right here, and then you will zip that file and you will submit it to the Dropbox for this lesson. And please email or call me if you have any questions. And remember, this can be done in Notepad or Expression Web. Again, if you have any questions, please email or call me.